Hello and welcome once again to another episode, but this is actually going to be something different. Recently had my channel update and sort of gloom and doomed everybody with the new subscriber thing that you have to have on YouTube and all that crap. So the more I got to thinking about it this week, I think I actually just want to get back to the basics and just have fun and talk about games, things that I'm into, and yeah, I'm still going to do some reviews and stuff, but something like this, where I just kind of tell you what I'm into this week and what's been happening, this I think I can probably do more frequently than a full review and everything. So let's call this the first episode of what I've been doing this week, what I've been playing. So yeah, for this very first episode of me just kind of talking to you for a few minutes, telling you what's been happening in games this week, stuff that caught my eye, stuff that's important to us as older gamers, you know, first generation gamers I like to call. Most of us that have been around, that have been playing games since the dawn of gaming, the original games and stuff. Now, as I do these episodes, the reason why I think I wanted to do them is because I don't really have any rhyme or reason what I'm playing every week. I don't play the same thing every week. It seems like I change stuff every few days. There are a couple games that I come back to again and again, but overall, I'm kind of all over the place. So I thought this would be a great way to just tell everybody about some games that I really liked that maybe you haven't heard of because they're just floating around in my head here. So actually, all week long, I don't know why, no idea why, but all week long I've been just dying to play some racing games on my PlayStation 1. Go figure, they're not necessarily the best things in the world, but quick story. When I first got my PlayStation 1, my very first PlayStation 1, now I had rented them while I was in college. I finished college in '97, so the PlayStation 1 was out at that time, but I didn't get one until I graduated and started working. But I do remember me and a buddy would go and rent a PlayStation 1, get Ridge Racer or one of those early PS1 games along with it, and then just go home. We'd play it all night long in college. It was so cool. And I mean, at the time, it was like, holy crap. You know, before the PlayStation 1, we had Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, and now all of a sudden 3D graphics and stuff. Our minds were just exploding, right? So I do remember doing that, but I always liked racing games, but I really didn't love them. But today, I really love racing games. I play a ton of them. I have my steering wheel. I don't have the best steering wheel, but it doesn't matter because I'm having fun with it. But the game that started it all for me is actually one of these PS1 games, and that's probably what got me wanting to pull out these things. And I'll talk a little bit about it here. It's called Grand Tour Racing 98, man. 98. Look at that. Grand Tour Racing 98. Brought to us by our friends at Activision, of course, so that's always cool. This game, I don't know whether it was just because it was the first game that I got when I bought my PlayStation 1, or if it was really all that good. You know, I'm going to start doing some more retro fun or run reviews. Basically, it's going to be games that I used to play a lot and let you know whether or not they're still worth playing today. Did they age well? Did they stand up to the test of time? Now, this game, like I said, Grand Tour Racing 98, Car and Driver Grand Tour Racing 98. The name just goes on and on and on. It's the longest name for a racing game ever. But I got this and I went home and I started playing it, and I was blown away by the fact that it was 3D. You know, the tracks were coming at you. The music is really good in it. The sound was good. It just, the sense of speed was there. It wasn't like playing F-Zero or one of these other racing games like Mario Kart or something on the Super Nintendo where, you know, it was that crazy little spinning of the track and stuff. No, this felt like you were in the car. I don't know, I used to just play this endlessly over and over again, just so addictive, and playing it and just remembering the music. I popped it in the other day, and think I probably will do a funner run on this one, so I don't want to give it away, but it's still pretty fun. But is it as fun as it used to be? Well, we'll have to see. So this game, because I was thinking about this game, I don't know why it popped in my head, it just did. I pulled out a bunch of other racing games that I had on my PlayStation 1. Here's a couple other ones. I got 3 of them, actually, that are interesting. The first one here is Kart World Series. You remember Kart? Back in the day, they had... It was kind of like a competitor to indie racing. It was Kart. And I remember playing this game, and if you look close on the back of it here, it's got all these times and stuff, and there was a pit you had to drive through. I remember this game being so hard because you'd drive down, hit the first corner, and then your front wings would fall off when you'd bump into the next car, and then you couldn't drive for crap for the rest of the game. I may go back. I haven't played this one again for a while, but I pulled it out the other day. Kart World Series. I'm going to have to check that out again and see if I can actually make it around the track a few times without having to quit. But hey, look! It says on there, analog controller compatible. Wow, that was a new thing back then. Analog controller compatible. Other than that, you just had to hit buttons. Hey, these other games are analog controller compatible too. This one has a different icon on the back, but it does say analog joystick compatible. Whatever that means. Alright. And then I was actually watching YouTube earlier today, and I noticed that Victor Lucas and the Electric Playground from up in Canada, they just did a video about this one. Sled Storm. Sled Storm was a crazy, it says it right on the back, insane snowmobile racing. You better get crazy, man, because it's insane. Actually, I hope you really like the song from Rob Zombie, Dragula. You know, like, Dragula, yeah! That one. Because that's pretty much the only song that plays over and over and over again the whole time. They might have just called this Snowmobiling with Dragula, because that's pretty much what happens. But you put this in, and it's still pretty hard. And it's a lot of fun. Check out Sled Storm. That's another good one. And then the last one that I was playing, and I do have a bunch of stuff recorded for this, and I am doing a funner run on this one, is Moto Racer. Yeah, Moto Racer. Great motorcycle game. It actually has... It's very arcadey, but it actually has tracks that are more like street courses or regular race courses that you'd have motorcycles. And then it also has sort of the supercross, off-road, big jumps, and you get to do tricks and everything like that. You can do tricks in that Sled Storm, too. But yeah, Moto Racer, keep an eye out. I am going to do a funner run on this one and let you know, even though I thought it was super fun back in the day, how did it hold up? Is it still fun to play today? Moto Racer. They made a whole bunch of other Moto Racers, and I think I looked at my PS4. There's Moto Racer 4 or something that just came out recently, and from the looks of it, I think you'd be better off sticking with the original. Other than that, haven't been playing a whole lot of stuff. As you can see behind me over here, I got my VR, and so when I bought that, it came with Gran Turismo Sport, and I avoided this like the plague when it first came out because of the fact that it even says it right on the box. Internet required for most functionality. Right there. See that? They don't hide it. This thing's pretty much an online-only game. There are some stuff offline, some races, some things offline, and they did release updates to it, which add in a whole bunch of the single-player modes that you remember playing on the old Gran Turismo, you know, like the Sunday Cup. Gosh, there's a bunch of them. There's like the front-wheel drive, the rear-wheel drive, all the different types of cars, you know. So those are back. You can do those. Problem is, it will not save your game. It won't save your game if it's not online, which is so dumb and idiotic. I don't know where they're going with that. But yeah, even if you're just playing the single player stuff, even if you're just doing the school or the trials or the license tests or whatever they want to call them, even if you're doing license tests, you can play them offline, but it says it right there when you first hit the button. It says, warning, you're offline. None of this will be saved until you go back online. So if you feel like leaving your PlayStation on until the internet comes back up, my internet was fine. Gran Turismo was down. If you want to leave it on until this comes back up for it to save, be my guest. But when I see that pop up, this disc comes out and I'll play something else because that's so inconvenient. It's ridiculous. And I know they say they're doing it because there's a bunch of official stuff in here with, God, what's it called? FIA championships. I don't care about FIA championships, honestly. I really like Gran Turismo. And honestly, if you forget about the fact that this thing has to be online all the time, it's a really good Gran Turismo game. It feels a lot like the old Gran Turismo games now that I'm playing through all those single-player modes that I used to play through. You get tons and tons of cars as gifts as you play along and you beat things. This is the first Gran Turismo game that I have 100%ed the license tests. I got gold on every single license test in this thing, so I must like it because that, takes a while to do that. So check it out if you get a chance. Gran Turismo Sport. I wasn't going to buy it, but it came in the box with that VR, so I tried it out. Sadly, the VR support for this is minimal. You can't play the whole game in VR. There's one little section and a few tracks that you can play in VR, and you can only play against one other AI competitor. It's not online to play against real people. I don't know where they were going with it. I honestly don't know why they packed this in a VR thing when I would say 10% of the game actually supports VR. The rest is not. Plays really good on a controller. Plays okay with the steering wheel. I'm actually better with a controller than I am with a steering wheel most of the times, though, just because I've been playing with controllers forever. That one's a good game, except for the crap they're pulling with the save and the online. Maybe someday they'll release a patch and they'll unlock the game so that you can just local save it. That will make that game way, way better. Other than that, keeping with the racing theme of the day today, I picked up Dirt 4 finally. I got this from Best Buy, big sale they were having, and so I finally got it. I didn't want to pay full price for it. I have Dirt Rally, and everybody knows Dirt Rally is the more technical one, and that one is supported. Dirt Rally is supported completely in VR, so if you want to play with the VR headset, Dirt Rally is the way to go. The whole game is supported by VR. Dirt 4 does not have any VR support. It is way more arcadey, but it's also pretty fun. I wouldn't recommend getting it at full price, $60. But if you can get it on sale, I think they had it on sale for about half price. It was $30, and then I had some other discounts and things going on there. So couldn't pass it up. I do like my racing games, and Dirt 4 is pretty cool. Picked up a couple other racing games this week that were on sale. The World Rally Championship, WRC, I think 5 and 6. Together were very cheap, and then 7, I didn't pick up 7 yet, but it also was very much on sale. Pretty similar to your Dirt games, a little bit more technical than Dirt. Dirt's more arcadey, that one's a little bit more technical, but either way, a lot of good racing going on this week, and it all started with Gran Turismo Racing 98, just like it did back in 98. Crazy. The last thing I was going to talk about today on this episode is the other VR game that I've been playing is Doom VFR. I don't know what the F stands for, but whatever. You use your imagination. It's Doom. It's just like the BFG. So this is cool because it's not the game that we already have of Doom. This isn't the one that's on the Switch. This isn't the one that we played in 2016. This is a brand new game that they made specifically for VR, and it's not the longest thing in the world. In fact, I think I'm just about to the end of it. I've played, I don't know, quite a 6-7 hours, maybe not even that much, probably less. And I feel like I'm just about to the end of it, especially when you look at the achievements, because most of them I have. or the trophies for PlayStation. So I've already unlocked most of the trophies, which lets me know that I'm probably close to the end. Problem with this game, I don't know whether I'm just easy to get motion sickness or what, but there are certain games on the VR that I can play all night long and I'm fine. And they're flight games. Eve Valkyrie I can play all night long and I'm not bothered by it. It's fine. But for some reason, when I played Doom and I actually set it so that you can do fluid movement, there's two different control styles. One is with the moved controllers where you have to aim and teleport from place to place to place. And I'm terrible that way. I get killed almost instantly because I'm teleporting over here and the monster's killing me from behind or whatever. You can play with a controller too. Problem is, with all that free motion, my head starts to spin after like 10-15 minutes. And earlier today I was playing that game. I actually had to take a break and lay down because I really thought I was going to throw up. I felt bad. So be careful with Doom VFR. That potentially is a little bit stronger on the motion sickness than some of the other games. Haven't been having any trouble with a lot of the other ones. Even Dirt Rally, driving cars, you'd think that would... It doesn't. But Doom VFR, that one gets me spinning sometimes. So anyways, that's what I've been up to this week. I'm hoping to do one of these every week and let you know just what's been going on, let you know if there's some really awesome sales out there, let you know if there's a great game that just came out or something that's on sale at one of the stores. Also just kind of talking to you about whatever popped in my head. Who knows? This week it was Grand Tour Racing that set me off on a whole racing tangent, and I had a whole lot of fun with that, and I'm still playing some stuff. And like I said, I do have a bunch of video recorded for Moto Racer. Keep an eye out for that. I am going to do a funner run on that one. But otherwise, we'll see what next week brings. Who knows? So, yeah, we're going to still try to have fun. Just bring it back to the basics. Talk about games. And enjoy stuff here on YouTube while we still can. Nobody shut me down yet. So, I'm still here. And glad you guys are here to watch too. So, anyway, with all of that said, just like always, remember, you never outgrow video games. My name's Chad the Gaming Dad. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you on the next one. So long, everybody. Congratulations! You have made it to the end of the video. And now, for the obligatory end of video on YouTube crap. Honestly, everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you did like it. If you did, please share it with your friends. Like, subscribe, and comment, because you know that's the only way that we can appease the robots that rule us on YouTube with all of the algorithms. There are links in the description as well if you would like to help the channel further. But really, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.